Okay, so we are back. Haven't done one of these in a good while. Been trying to, I don't know, get all my mind together and, wrap myself around getting back on Facebook and just, man, I got off 2 years ago, just tired of seeing all the negativity. Of course, I was posting a bunch of shit that, just to get a reaction out of people, and I saw that, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like the person I was becoming. Just being a troll on fucking Facebook. It's pointless. But what I started to do was these videos called Talks with Nico, and started giving advice through videos instead of through text, because through texting you can't really get all the emotions you want in there. You can't really get your point across the way you want it to. But today's story that I wanted to tell, the story when I was little and I would go to the store with my dad. He would, like any other little kid, like, hey, can I have this, can I have that, can I have this? Sometimes it's like, okay, you can have that, or sometimes it was no. Well, this one particular time, he told me no, and of course, like the little brat I was, I was upset, but, okay, what was I gonna do about it? And we were leaving the store, and as soon as we were leaving, a homeless man came up, and he asked my dad for some change. And my dad looked at him, and he said, yeah, hold on. And he pulled out his wallet, and he gave him a 20. And I looked at him, and I was like, in my head, of course, I was like, what the fuck? I just asked you for a toy, And, I was a little kid. I didn't understand then. But growing up, getting more experience, getting more mature, I guess, I was looking at the whole wrong part of that story for the majority of my life. Because what I should have taken away from that is, no, we didn't have money to buy another toy because I had all the toys in the world. My parents bought me everything. Clothes, toys, food, candy. So the one time he told me no, and then I saw him give money to a homeless man, I was kind of upset because I was a spoiled little brat. But now that I'm older, I see that no, we didn't have money for just stupid, pointless little toys that I was gonna break in a week anyway. But we did have money to share for someone who needed it. Yeah, he might have bought alcohol, he might have bought food, he might have bought drugs. That's not up to us to decide. The point is, he asked my dad for money, and the good heart that my dad has, he gave it to him. And my dad did that, or still does that, throughout my entire life. I've seen him give money to homeless or anybody who asks him, and I'm just like, man, my dad is a fucking great person. Like, he doesn't have to. I mean, we're not rich beyond all means. He's not rich beyond all means. I mean, we're just regular people. And his whole life, he's had the ability and the will to say no to small little insignificant things, because he knows later on he's probably going to need the money for something else more important. And, in my age now, I see a totally different side of humanity and my dad, because I understand so much different now. Like, yeah, he told me no. I'm his son, his youngest son. I thought I was the favorite, what the hell? But, he told me no, and I was upset, and then he gave money to a homeless man, and I was even more upset. And it didn't take me till all these years later to be upset with myself, because I was a selfish motherfucker. But I guess the point of this story today is, you might not have the means to get little unnecessary things, but I mean, even if it's not money, it's just love and kindness. you always have something to give to somebody else to help them. And if I can't give somebody money, I'll give them advice. If they don't want my advice, I'll give them a compliment. If they don't want that, I'm sorry, I can't do much else, but I'll do anything I can to help you. And it dawned on me, just all these years later, what a selfish son of a bitch, Even though I was a kid, yeah, but still, I still didn't think any different of it until like here recently when I thought about it. I had a dream about it and I remembered it, and I was like, man, all the little things my dad taught me throughout the years, and he thought I was never listening. I was listening, I just didn't understand at the time. But going through life now, all the little lessons are starting to make sense. So just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and you'll figure out that down the line, all the shit that you went through, all the bad things, all the shit little lessons that you've learned that you might not have known, they come back to you and you're like, oh, okay. But my dad's a fucking awesome person, and I would never stop saying that. So just be kind, be generous, love. It's not that hard to give somebody a compliment even when they're having a bad day. See you next time.